Tucker from Morbid Angel, and this is Antihero Online.
The big thing that we're here to talk about is the newest release, Kingdom's Disdained. This marks your return to the band. What was the mentality kind of going in and recording this new record, and what was the feeling overall?
I mean, honestly, I think the mentality was just go in and, do the best album that we were capable of doing, man. I mean, it was really, man, by the time we got to the studio, we were really pretty happy with what we had. I mean, everything was just about laying it down right and getting the right sounds, And I mean, that sort of thing is always, each individual, man, they want something different when it comes to a mix. So, for us, it's kind of like, in the end, we're just kind of trying to go for something where, we've got pretty much everything that we want. I mean, I don't think you ever walk away 100% like thinking it's 100% perfect, but man, you can get fucking close,
Oh yeah, totally. And what was the writing process like with this record?
We kind of broke it up. At first it started out, Trey just was working on songs, and then he would send me songs. I drop it into Logic, my recording platform, and I would start working on vocals once I sort of got the songs memorized. I mean, writing to some of Trey's stuff's always weird because, man, you really have to listen to it a lot of times to really kind of get the feel exactly of what's going on there and to really find the pocket of what's going on. I mean, it is what it is. But, so that's pretty much the start of the writing process. From there, I started to sort of demo vocals with it and things and learn the songs on bass. But then on this one, also, I decided I didn't want to sit home and sort of do demos on the album. So I waited till we actually got in the rehearsal space, and then I started kind of working on ideas with the drummer Scotty Fuller, and started sort of hashing things out that way. So some of this album was written sort of in a demo thing, where everything was done on a computer at home, and then another half of the album was pretty much written live in a rehearsal space,
The 2011 release was a less than stellar release from the band. What was the overall feeling going into the studio? Was that subtle in the back of the mind, the wanting to one-up that album and kind of give a rebirth to the band?
Man, I think anytime you're going into the studio, you want it to be, as good, if not better, than the last album. I mean, you're always just writing songs, and I mean, they are what they are, you know what I mean? And there's always going to be different opinions on it. So, to be honest with you, no, dude, we really didn't talk much at all about the last album. It's not something we really discussed. I wasn't a part of it. I mean, sitting around talking about the last album is sort of like, sitting and talking with your girlfriend about her ex-boyfriend or your ex-girlfriend. It's sort of silly, you know what I mean?
2017 has been a really big year for old school death metal bands. Between you guys and Cannibal Corpse and Suffocation and Obituary, a lot of classic death metal bands have been mounting comebacks. What do you think kind of marks that trend?
Man, I just think it just happened to be that everybody's kind of landed on the same year of when they're doing an album. Like Cannibal Corpse does albums much more frequently than Morbid Angel. They'll every couple of years or so they do a new album. Morbid is usually longer. It's usually between 3 and 5 years. So for us, it's really just happened to be that. I mean, it's just. Everyone's on the same, sort of cycle this time, man. So you got great albums from everybody, man, this year. It's great, dude. I mean, you left out like the new Immolation, man. Fantastic as well. Those guys are, old grinders, man.
One of the things that I personally want to ask you is the band has had a really long career, especially in the genre of thrash and hardcore metal. What do you kind of can contest that to?
Man, I think originality. To be honest with you, I think, there's a lot of people jump on trends and they ride trends and they last for a few years and then they're gone. I think with Morbid, it's always, it's always trying to be original. That's why a lot of times when Morbid Angel albums come out, people are a little shocked and it takes a month or so for it all to sort of sink in, man. Because Morbid Angel albums are always different from each other and they're always something different, but they're always original, man.
And it kind of highlights the evolution of the band, but still keeping the originality and not alienating any of the fan base.
And who wants to alienate a fan base? To be honest, I've done some weird interviews. I did an interview even with the Wall Street Journal, and like the guy from Wall Street Journal asked me, you know, if you guys, you know, if you just sang not so heavy, you know, it might appeal to a lot more people. Doesn't that interest you? And I told him, no, it really kind of doesn't interest me. I'm sorry. You know, like, to be honest with you, man, it is what it is. And Morbid Angel, it only, you know, it's only music for some people, man. It's not intended for the masses, man. You know, the music that's intended for the masses comes and goes so quick that it doesn't ever really mean anything. But, you know, bands like Morbid, you know, Cannibal Corpse, Disdained, even Malevolent Creation, bands like that have been around so long. I mean, dude, it really means a lot to a lot of people.
Oh, yeah, totally. And I actually just went and saw Cannibal Corpse on Sunday when they stopped here in Greensboro, North Carolina. And it was like watching a bunch of 20-year-olds on the stage.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they were recording at Mana, man, in between when we were recording at Mana and working at Mana. So, you know, I've known those guys for years, and I was around them, and I'll be honest, man, they all seem pretty damn stoked, and everybody in that band's still 100% there, man. You know what I mean? It's some cool shit. That new Cannibal, man, the guitar tone is fucking amazing, if you ask me, man.
The last thing that I guess that I'm going to ask you before I let you go is, with the new release, is there any opportunities for the band to hit the road again and do some touring?
Absolutely, man. We're going to be heading out actually real soon here, man. I think we're going to wait till after the new year to start announcing stuff. But you know, it's we're getting out there. Usually, man, that always seems to be when we kind of hit it is around February or so. So I'm guessing, you know, around that same point, you know, once we get going, man, you know, there's not going to be a lot of stopping. You know, we're going to be out touring pretty extensively for the next year and a half at least.
And is there any plans on just kind of sticking to the U.S., or you guys wanting to take it global?
Oh, no, we're absolutely going to be going global. I mean, there's some places I haven't been in many years, like Japan, and I've never been to Australia. So, you know what I mean, dude, we're definitely going to be going to these, you know, going to different places and playing to crowds all over the world. You know?